Thanks for the opportunity to speak with you today. To begin our talk, I'd like to ask each of you to take a moment and think about any child or children who might hold a special place in your life. Perhaps they are your students, or a member of your greater family, or even your own children. Now, as you think about these children, think about all of the hopes and dreams you might have for them as they go through childhood. What would you want for them to experience? What life skills would you wish for them to develop? Perhaps to play and learn, to try new things, to learn self-confidence, to learn how to play well with others, to use their imagination and creativity, to learn how to solve problems, to learn about the world around them, to explore and experiment, to spend time with their loved ones, and to laugh. Now imagine if you had the power to help all these hopes and dreams become a reality. Today I'd like to show you how you can, by creating exhibits that will provide children and their caregivers with memorable experiences that are as entertaining as they are educational. First, I'd like to provide you with a bit of background about JRA, so that you can better understand the source of each of these examples and case studies that I'll be sharing today. JRA is a planning, design, and implementation firm based in the United States, specializing in museums, theme parks, and attractions. Over the past 27 years, JRA has had the opportunity to plan, design, and realize a wide variety of children's attractions and museums around the world. Our entertainment work includes the planning and design of a variety of children's attractions, including Legoland, both in England and in California, as well as attractions for Universal Studios and Angry Birds. But most of our work is focused on the creation of new museums and exhibits, including a number of natural history museums, art museums, corporate museums, and science museums in the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Our children's museum work includes a number of new and renovated facilities in the U.S., with clients including the Cole Children's Museum outside of Chicago, McKenna Children's Museum and the San Antonio Children's Museum in Texas, and the Naples Children's Museum in Florida. Our more recent and current projects include Peoria Playhouse, which opened this past May, the Children's Museum of Atlanta, which opened a few weeks ago, and the Children's Museum of Iowa, which opens in February. We've also designed a number of international children's museums, with projects in Central America, the United Kingdom, and Asia, including the Children's Museum of Guatemala, Ingenuity in England, and Kid Stop in Singapore. In China, JRA designed Children's World at the Guangdong Science Center, and most recently provided the overall design and production of the Laonu Children's Discovery Museum in Beijing. I'd now like to talk about how each of you can create compelling museum experiences for children. Over the past several years, our team has developed and refined our overall design philosophies, which can be applied within a variety of museums. Our first philosophy is to provide familiar, inviting, and fun physical context. To make children feel comfortable within museums, we look to create environments and experiences that are easily recognizable. This is why you see a lot of exhibits within children's museums themed around a typical household. Challenge and reward. In order to encourage experimentation and build confidence, we integrate a number of experiences that provide children with a challenge and then reward them when they succeed. For example, embedded within this maze are a series of discovery boxes filled with surprises that reward children for navigating their way through the structure. Here are some other examples. Let the child be the hero. We learned one of our major philosophies from a theme park client. When working on the development of the Legoland theme parks, we based all of the attractions on creating opportunities for the child to be the hero. Whether they are putting out a fire, building a raft, rescuing the princess as a knight, or learning how to drive, the attraction put the children in the spotlight and let them shine. Assist the child in facing the world around them. As designers of children's exhibits, we feel it is our responsibility to provide experiences that help children better understand the world around them. A classic example of this philosophy in action can be found in most children's museums, where children can role-play a variety of adult activities, such as going to the grocery. But we also think that it's important to expand a child's perspective and introduce them to the world beyond their local horizon. For example, the World Cafe at the Naples Children's Museum in Florida not only changes its pretend menu every month to introduce children to foods from around the world, but the display cases in front of the exhibit feature a variety of related artifacts from the museum's private collection. In this picture, the children are pretending to make traditional Thai meals, while the display cases feature traditional costumes to further educate children about Thai culture. As we all know, children are very unique in their personalities, learning styles, and attention spans. Therefore, as you're creating exhibits for children, you must remember to accommodate these differences and create exhibits that appeal to children who are shy, as well as to those who might be more front and center, or create interactive exhibits for those who prefer more physical play, or role-play opportunities for those who prefer more imaginative play. Provide experiences that children and their caregivers can enjoy together. I believe that the best children's exhibits are those that promote interaction between a child and their caregiver. And designers must create a variety of opportunities where caregivers can take on different roles within their child's experience, whether as an observer, providing a child with an attentive audience so that they can demonstrate their skills and accomplishments, or as a facilitator, where the parent helps their children perform a task or better understand a concept, or as a collaborator, where the parent and child are working together as equals on an activity, role-play scenario, or creative exercise, or as a playmate, where the parent simply plays alongside their child. The overall intent is to create opportunities for the caregiver and the child to interact, as these are the types of experiences that not only provide children with a more enjoyable learning experience, but also create lifelong memories. Our final design philosophy is based upon creating not just hands-on activities, but activities that engage the entire body in order to fully engage the mind. Here are a few examples. My favorite is on the left, which is a 10-meter slide featured at Singapore's Children's Museum, Kids Stop. So with these design philosophies in mind, you can begin to create your exhibit. As you begin, the most important thing to remember is to know your audience and know the story you wish to tell. Knowing the audience is knowing the ways in which they learn. Dr. Rachel E. White authored a wonderful report for the Minnesota Children's Museum, which is full of useful information about how children learn within the museum environment. Within her report, she highlights the different ways in which children of different ages play, specifically that children ages 2 to 2.5 tend to play alone, that children ages 2.5 to 3.5 participate in parallel play, where they are engaged in similar activities with other children but may play separately. 3.5 years old to 4.5 year olds usually participate in associative play. This is where they play separately but also may share, pay attention to others, and or communicate with others about their play. And finally, that children over 4.5 years old participate in cooperative play, where groups of children share a common goal and work cooperatively to achieve that goal. Once you know your audience, you begin to think about the story, message, or content you want to convey. What actions do you want guests to take? To observe, interact, experiment, explore, imagine? And what kinds of experiences will best encourage those actions? Let's now take a closer look at what specific techniques designers utilize to create children's museums. Like traditional museums, children's museums often feature a variety of environmental graphics and displays to provide basic information. Not only does this technique provide children with important explanations, information, and opportunities to read, but also introduces them to a classic interpretive technique used in other types of museums that they may visit in their adulthood. Role play. One of the key activities found within most any children's museum is role play, where children can dress up and pretend to be anything within their imagination, such as a baker, an airline pilot, a construction worker, a veterinarian, a mechanic, a butcher, or an astronaut. Role play provides a wide range of early childhood development benefits, including exercising a child's imagination, teaching them to socialize and cooperate with others, building their confidence and helping them learn about how the world works in a fun way. Role play also provides a great opportunity for children and their caregivers to play together. Immersive environments. To encourage children to role play, many children's museums feature recreated environments ranging from grocery stores to construction sites, from a doctor's office to a car wash. These environments provide great inspiration to children as they act out various roles and scenarios. They can play on their own or act out a story with other children or their parents. These environments not only provide a great space in which to play and learn, but also add to the unique design character of each museum. For a museum should reflect the unique qualities and culture of the country, region, and city in which it resides, and the people who live there. For example, for the McKenna Children's Museum, which is located in Texas, the environments and graphics are based upon everything from ranching to camping to space travel, while the museum's entry is a recreation of a local river featuring papier-mâché fish created by local children. In Dublin, all of the graphics are featured in both English and in traditional Gaelic to promote the traditional language to younger guests in order to keep the culture alive. At Peoria Playhouse, one gallery features a recreation of a local train, providing a great environment for role play that's filled with a variety of interactives. At the Lao Nu Children's Discovery Museum in Beijing, You'll notice that there's the great use of Chinese architecture as well as cartoon versions of a series of zodiac characters to give the museum its unique look and feel. Sometimes a museum reflects an environment that does not reflect its local landscape or culture in order to provide children with something a bit more unique. For example, as children in Florida don't get to experience the changing seasons, we created a series of environments where they can experience spring, summer, fall, and winter in a playful manner. Interactives. So, role-play and immersive environments are great ways to encourage children to exercise their creativity. But to really engage children, you must not only exercise their minds, you must also exercise their bodies. So, interactives are a very important component of most children's museums. And there are a variety of interactive types to choose from simple hands-on interactives, art-based exhibits such as this car that kids can paint over and over again, to more complex electrical and mechanical exhibits, to media-based exhibits. One of my favorite interactives that our firm has designed combines full-body physical interactivity and media to teach an important lesson about health. First, children play a short video game based upon the popular Dance Dance Revolution arcade game, where they try to match a series of dance steps. This physical activity gets the children's heart rate up, which they can then check via a wrist monitor immediately after their initial dance session. Now, to demonstrate the effect that being overweight has on your heart rate, the children then put on weighted vests, play the dance game again, and then check their heart rate again to see that it beats faster as they're carrying extra weight. Water play. Water-based interactives are some of the more popular exhibits within children's museums and allow children to learn about the basic principles of water through hands-on play. From erosion to hydroelectricity to the concept of an Archimedes screw to the function of pumps, funnels, and pipes, a variety of scientific principles can be conveyed through water tables and hands-on water play. Ball play. Children also learn basic scientific principles through ball-based exhibits, where they learn everything from the Bernoulli principle to the use of levers and cranes to the concept of air pressure. One of the more popular experiences within many children's museums is a climbing structure, and they come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And they're often considered as the museum's iconic exhibit. These structures provide children with the opportunity to build self-confidence, solve problems, and use their gross motor skills. Imaginosity in Dublin features a climbing structure that vertically connects the entire museum. It's designed in a way that children can explore and use the structure for a variety of role-play scenarios. It can be a rocket ship or Rapunzel's tower. For the Kid Stop Children's Museum in Singapore, our climbing structure was designed as a thematic gateway to each of the museum's main zones, with the doors leading to more role-play areas, the leaves leading to the nature exhibits, and the gears leading to the science area. The Laonu Children's Discovery Center in Beijing also features a very dynamic climbing structure. So these are certainly fun exhibits, but are the children really learning anything? One of the biggest misconceptions about children's museums is that they are just places where children play and they really don't learn anything. Well, part of that statement is very true, and the other part is quite false. In fact, numerous studies have shown that children's museums provide valuable benefit to the development of a child's cognitive, social, emotional, and physical skills. As Dr. Rachel White outlined for the Minnesota Children's Museum in her report entitled The Power of Play, the skills children learn through play in their early years set the stage for future learning and success from the kindergarten classroom to the workplace. Specifically, she mentions that children's museums introduce and strengthen children's skill sets described as the 6 C's: collaboration, communication, content, critical thinking, creativity, and confidence. And this brings us full circle, back to where we started. For by providing children with these life skills through the exhibits we create, we are helping to achieve the dreams we have for their lifelong success. With that, we've come to an end. I hope that you've enjoyed today's overview of children's museums and the space planning techniques the designers use to create engaging visitor experiences. Thank you. So these are certainly fun exhibits, but are the children really learning anything? One of the biggest misconceptions about children's museums is that they're just places where children play, and they're really not learning anything. Well, part of that statement is very true, but the other part is quite false. In fact, numerous studies have shown that children's museums provide valuable benefits to the development of a child's cognitive, social, emotional, and physical skills. As Dr. Rachel White outlined in her report, The Power of Play, the skills children learn through play in the early years set the stage for future learning and success from the kindergarten classroom to the workplace. Specifically, she mentions that children's museums introduce and strengthen children's skill sets described as the 6 C's: collaboration, communication, content, critical thinking, creativity, and confidence. And this brings us full circle, back to where we started. For by providing children with these life skills through the exhibits we create, we are helping to achieve the dreams we have for their lifelong success. With that, we've come to an end. I hope that you've enjoyed today's overview of children's museums and the space planning techniques the designers use to create engaging visitor experiences. Thank you.